Day 6 at the Rio Olympics was another historic and golden day for Team USA. American athletes added more gold medals to their count. We ended the day with a total of 38 medals, 16 of which were gold. China is in second place with 31 medals total.
There were so many great and unexpected moments from the entire day, and here to help break it all down is Dana Jacobson of CBS Sports Network. What's happening?
Not a lot, at least right now.
Not for us, right? It's all happening in Rio.
I need a gold. We all need gold.
All right, so let's talk about some of the big stories. First off, Simone Manuel.
Yeah.
When she finished that race, she sort of didn't even know that she'd not only tied with Canada, but also broken an Olympic record.
And made history. And I feel like this has been so overshadowed. There was so much going on, but the first African-American woman in swimming to win this medal. She was in tears afterwards. And, you know, the Olympics, it feels like it's one of those sporting events that nobody can keep their emotions in check. And I love that about it because it does mean a lot. She talked afterwards, after tying but winning gold, about wanting this to not always be the storyline, that it's a nice thing. We've obviously seen African-American men, and I want to get it right. She said, I would like there to be a day where there are more of us and it's not Simone, the black swimmer. But that's what she's doing. And she sort of said this in her post-race interview that, like, hopefully she will be the inspiration. It's paying homage to the past, but she'll be the inspiration for the future.
I loved that she said that. Being once upon a time a little black girl and learning how to swim myself at the YMCA, you know, you never saw other faces like this. So I think it's so refreshing. I'm glad she acknowledged it.
Let's give a shout out to Anne-Marie, who's Canadian. Penny Oleksiak.
Yeah, 16 years old, by the way.
16 years old.
We were talking the other day.
Everyone always thinks of me here. Any random kid, in fact.
You won a gold in swimming. Canada won gold in swimming. Who knew? It's not just hockey. It's not just the frozen water.
Exactly.
It's the other water, too.
Stereotypes.
All right, so she tied. So they were both on the podium. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
And then let's talk about the other Simone. Simone Biles, gymnastics.
Right, the golden Simone. So there was a Twitter picture, I think, or it was at least a social media picture of the two when they first met, these two golden Simones. And what a great moment. Simone Biles last night just outdid everyone. And let's not forget, you know, Michael Phelps was even swimming last night. There they are, these two Simones. They can really almost learn from each other in being so great and knowing that they are inspiration for young girls of all colors out there right now. Simone Biles in gymnastics last night in winning the all-around, her second gold medal of these games. 2 points, and I think it may have been 2.1 ahead of her closest competition, her teammate, Allie Reisman. Unheard of. That doesn't happen. We're usually talking about it being like 1/10 of a point or 3/10 of a point difference. She is so dominant, and now she can go win individual golds possibly in 3 more events and walk away with 5 gold medals from these games.
She is, and proved it last night that she is the best gymnast in the world. I was surprised at the Russian meltdown. I mean, they dominated the Russians. And
but I like what you were saying to us when we were in break about the mental part of gymnastics.
Yeah, that's what makes it so interesting and so much fun to watch, because on any given day, all of these world-class athletes can nail those routines when they're in practice, when they're with their coaches, but on that stage with millions of people watching around the world and in that stadium, anything can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you see the pressure that they're under when the routine is over.
Yeah.
The emotions that they have been containing. You know, you almost find yourself sort of heaving towards the TV.
Did you hear Allie Reisman after she finished? She said to her coach, that was the best routine I've ever done in my life.
And think of how many she's done
Exactly.
before. And we looked at this earlier in the week, but her parents, like, they're the ones, the New York Times had this great spread of all different photos from some of these different athletes and their parents. And like the ridiculous looks and emotions on their faces, they're able to sort of put that emotion out there while they're kids. I mean, look at that.
She was, I really loved her floor routine. I thought it was spectacular. I mean, excellent.
Silver, and people will laugh. Josh and I argued this earlier in the week. There is nothing wrong with silver. She was second to a gymnast that is one of a kind. She was compared, people said, she's the Michael Phelps now of gymnastics. She said, no, I'm the Simone Biles.
Nice.
So she's gauntlet thrown by this young woman.
All right, let's talk about men's swimming. Michael Phelps, Ryan Lochte.
Yeah, well, so Michael Phelps just keeps adding gold. Gold after gold after gold. He gets gold again last night. That 200 IM, which we thought was going to be so close between Michael Phelps and Ryan Lochte, the two most decorated swimmers for the men ever. And it was not Ryan Lochte's night at all. Didn't even medal in this event. He was so, you know, just out afterwards, looked so down.
Yeah, he said, look, I'm going to have to take a break.
Exactly. I got to take a break, step away a little bit and see. I don't know why I didn't do well. I felt good going in. And then you have Michael Phelps, who at 31 has won 4 straight golds in that 200 IM, and now will look to do the same in the 100-meter butterfly, which is what he had to qualify for. 30 minutes after winning that gold medal, he had to get back in the pool, and he finished second.
Remember, he did the medal ceremony, and he went running back, and to take part in that. So y'all know that Michael Phelps is from Baltimore. The Ravens were playing.
This is great.
I think we have some video of that. Do we have video?
Yeah.
Let's show that what happened when Michael Phelps was racing.
As thrilled to be joining him in that moment in this weird way.
Paused that game.
Yeah, they paused. So it was a preseason game, which you can say is just preseason, but they stopped that game so everybody could watch. He's so proud of his Baltimore roots. As a University of Michigan alum, I'll say his University of Michigan roots.
What?
But even, I don't know if you noticed, the other night during one of the medal ceremonies, he started laughing when the anthem was going. And the reason was there were people from Baltimore in the crowd that shouted out the Orioles at a certain point in the anthem, where normally if you're watching a Baltimore Orioles game, they would do it. And so he knew, like, Baltimore is in the house. So
really
you love to see it. We talked about Bill Belichick the other day being so proud of Nate Ebner, who was competing for the U.S. This is where U.S. pride trumps all other
And one
things.
last thing I'll say, and it's something that I tweeted and a lot of other people have tweeted, when you see the women's gymnastics team, even when you see the female swimmers for the United States, you look and you go, that is America. We are diverse.
Very
we
true.
are united. But look at these young ladies. They represent all walks of life, all different races, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, how about this? I have 2 more things to point out if people haven't noticed. 43-year-old Kristin Armstrong won gold in cycling, her 3rd straight. Like Michael Phelps, she was somebody who had retired and came back. People questioned, why would you ever come back? Why would you do this? Because I can. And she did, and she won it with her son there to see it. A day before or after her birthday. I mean, just this amazing, amazing moment for her in doing it. And then Kayla Harrison won gold for the 2nd straight time in judo. And this is interesting for people that might know MMA at all. Ronda Rousey is the most famous name to ever come out of Olympic judo. She only got a bronze. Kayla was the first ever to win gold when she did it in London and then repeated now. So she was asked if she would go to MMA now after. I thought this was very interesting. She said it's difficult because the atmosphere is so different from the Olympic stage. I'm not sure if I'm cut out for a world where you get fights by how pretty you are and how you talk. And I'll say that, like, I've covered some of the MMA that she's talking about. It can be that way at times. They're trying to sell it. But it would be wonderful to see her get into that competitive environment on a different stage for more people to see her beyond that Olympic stage.
We'll see what happens. Dana Jacobson, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you.